History whispers their names through the clatter of swords and the echo of war drums. These were not mythical figures, but flesh and blood warriors who shaped empires with their blades and wills. From the frozen steppes to the jungles of Africa, women have stood shoulder to shoulder in battle since the dawn of civilization. Their stories were nearly erased until now. The Scythian women rode with their bows strung and their hair braided for war. Greek historians told of girls who learned to shoot before they could walk, their fingers calloused by bowstrings by age 12. These nomadic warriors slept in saddles and drank mare's milk beneath the stars. When Herodotus wrote of Amazons, he described these very women, buried with their daggers and quivers after a lifetime of battle. Modern archaeologists have found their graves, the bones still bearing battle scars. One teenage girl was interred with a golden headdress and 27 arrows in her chest. They fought alongside men as equals, their skill with composite bows legendary across the steppe. The Chinese called them the Ghost Riders for their ability to strike and vanish like mist. Their legacy lives on in the DNA of every Central Asian horseman today. These were not myths, they were the original warrior women. While European women were bound in corsets, Japanese noblewomen bound their sleeves for battle. The Onna-Bugeisha were poets of violence, their naginata blades extending like brushstrokes across the canvas of war. Tomoe Gozen rode into the Genpei War with her long hair tied back and her bow singing death. She took heads as trophies and led charges that broke entire armies. These warrior aristocrats could recite poetry by morning and gut a man by noon. Their training included strangling attackers with their own silk obi belts. When castles fell, they would perform the dance of the dying crane before taking their own lives. The Tokugawa shoguns tried to erase them, converting their armor into tea ceremony decorations. But in the mountains, old women still teach their granddaughters the secret stances. The blade remembers what history tried to forget. The palace walls still bear the scars where young girls practice knife throws. The Dahomey Amazons were forged in fire, their initiation requiring each woman to execute a prisoner with a single machete stroke. European slavers who saw them fight spoke of black furies who could march barefoot through thorns without flinching. Their king armed them with the finest Belgian rifles, but they preferred their razor-edged Gbeto blades for close work. At the Battle of Cotonou, they charged through cannon fire to take French heads as trophies. Each warrior kept a courage necklace strung with the teeth of her enemies. When finally defeated, the survivors chose mass suicide over surrender. Their spirit lives on in every West African girl who refuses to bow. The colonizers wrote them out of history, but the land remembers. The Red River ran crimson when the Trung sisters gave the order. 80,000 Vietnamese rose as one, their bamboo spears tipped with poison forged from jungle vines. These peasant women had trained in secret, using fishing nets to practice battlefield maneuvers. Their war elephants crushed Chinese fortifications like rice paper, while female generals led amphibious assaults up the Mekong. For 3 glorious years, they held an independent Vietnam before the Han Empire returned with fire and iron. When defeat came, the sisters clasped hands and walked into the river rather than face capture. Today, their statues stand guard in every Vietnamese city, swords raised against northern winds. The Chinese records call them rebels, but in Hanoi, they are simply mother. The Romans never forgot the day Queen Boudica burned civilization to the ground. With her daughters violated and her people enslaved, she united 3 tribes under a single war standard. Her warriors painted themselves blue with woad and fought naked, howling like wolves through the smoke. They slaughtered the 9th Legion to a man, impaling Roman officials on iron spikes. When Tacitus wrote of the Britain Revolt, he omitted how women led the charge with stolen gladius swords. The Londinium massacre left 70,000 dead in a single afternoon. Modern chemists have found traces of her fires beneath London's financial district. In the end, the disciplined Roman formations prevailed, but not before Boudica poisoned herself rather than be paraded in chains. The soil still whispers her name where the tube lines run deep. The Tuareg called them Kel Owe, the women who strike like desert vipers. While their men traded salt, these blue-veiled warriors guarded caravans with curved Takoba swords. French Foreign Legion journals describe ambushes where women on camels picked off soldiers with single rifle shots. A Tuareg girl's coming of age included stealing a rival clan's goats under gunfire. Their matriarchal society gave women the right to declare war, a privilege no European noblewoman ever held. When colonial forces tried to take Timbuktu, it was a female elder who coordinated the sniper nests. Today, their descendants still patrol the sands, though the swords have been replaced with Kalashnikovs. The Sahara keeps their secrets buried in shifting sands. Spanish conquistadors died believing El Dorado was guarded by golden women. The truth was far more terrifying. The Icamiabas poisoned their arrows with curare and ambushed invaders from the canopy. These forest sisters trained with blowguns since childhood, their accuracy allowing them to hit a monkey's eye from 50 paces. When Orellana navigated the Amazon in 1541, his chronicler wrote of women warriors who fought like 10 devils. Modern anthropologists have found mass graves containing European armor pierced by obsidian arrowheads. The tribes today still speak of a time when women ruled the jungle. Though their stone cities were reclaimed by vines, their descendants remember the old ways. The river knows their true name. When the monks of Lindisfarne first saw them, they prayed for deliverance. The sagas tell of women who sailed with axes strapped to their backs and murder in their hearts. DNA evidence from Birka grave BJ581 revealed a high-ranking warrior woman buried with 2 horses and a full arsenal. These shield maidens fought with a style called the Dance of the Bear, using circular axe swings to cleave through armor. Irish chronicles describe a red-haired demoness who single-handedly held a river crossing against 20 men. Christian scribes later dismissed them as fantasies, but the bones don't lie. Modern facial reconstruction shows battle scars on female skulls, a sword's kiss preserved in bone. The Northern Lights still sing their war songs. When ISIS came, they met a wall of women with AK-47s. The YPJ fighters of Rojava rewrote modern warfare, using hit-and-run tactics perfected by their grandmothers. These socialist feminists built an entire army structure while under drone surveillance. Their most feared unit, the snipers of Qamishli, could wait 3 days for a single perfect shot. Captured jihadists confessed they feared dying to a woman more than hell itself. Though outgunned, they pioneered the use of motorcycle brigades for rapid assaults. Today, their training camps teach teenage girls to disassemble rifles blindfolded. The world called their revolution impossible until they made it inevitable. The desert wind carries their rallying cry, Jin Jiyan Azadi, woman, life, freedom. The Germans called them Nachthexen, witches who cut their engines and glided silently to drop death from above. The Soviet 588th Night Bomber Regiment flew flimsy plywood planes without parachutes or radios. These young women navigated by stars and braved icy winds that froze their eyelids shut. Their signature tactic, cutting engines to dive silently, left Nazi soldiers trembling at ghostly whooshing sounds. Over 30,000 sorties, they dropped 23,000 tons of bombs using only maps and flashlights. When a plane was hit, the pilots would embrace before impact rather than burn alive. Today, their surviving members still meet at dawn to sing their old squadron songs. The night remembers their wings. The chain remains unbroken. From Scythian graves to Syrian bunkers, the legacy lives whenever a girl picks up a weapon to defend what's hers. These warriors were never anomalies. They were the rule our history books tried to hide. So the next time someone claims women don't belong in battle, remind them. The evidence is buried in every continent, written in steel and blood and bone.